Welcome to my channel, Nuto. Today, I will be introducing a new series called Clean Code, Agile Software Craftsmanship Handbook. This series is 100% based on Robert C. Martin's copy of Clean Code. The book is in the description if you care to purchase one for yourself. The series will be covering this book and specifically examples of how and why this ideology of Agile software development is so important. So this is only an introduction to the series, but in later episodes we will be covering specific chapters and techniques with real applications and programs. But without further ado, here's the Clean Code. So the book starts off with a nice little two-liner that goes, you're reading this book for two reasons. First, you're a programmer. Second, you want to be a better programmer. Good. We need better programmers. So he goes on to ask, why clean code? What's the point of writing clean code? In the first point, it takes longer, so why waste time with it? Well, programs need to be manageable over time. The longer you work on a project, the harder it is to keep your productivity up because of how complex it gets. The more features you add makes the more problems over time. So clean code might not, I guess, apply to a 1-week project that you won't care about next week, but for a long-term program it's definitely a necessity. The more people will see and handle your program over time means that it needs to be readable and understandable as soon as you look at it for the first time. Throwing code together to meet a requirement will only slow you down for the next one. Take time to write good, clean code. But what is clean code? In this book it lists experienced programmers' definitions for each one. The inventor of C++ says, I like my code to be elegant and efficient. The logic should be straightforward to make it hard for bugs to hide. The dependencies minimal to ease maintenance, error handling complete according to an articulated strategy, and performance close to optimal so as not to tempt people to make the code messy with unprincipled optimizations. Clean code does one thing well. Clean code is simple and direct. Clean code reads like well-written prose. Clean code never obscures the designer's intent, but rather is full of crisp abstractions and straightforward lines of control. Dave Thomas, founder of OTI. Clean code can be read and enhanced by a developer other than its original author. It has unit and acceptance testing, it has meaningful names, it provides one way rather than many ways for doing one thing, it has a minimal dependencies which are explicitly defined, and provides a clear minimum API. Code should be literate since depending on the language, not all necessary information can be expressed clearly in code alone. Ward Cunningham, inventor of Wiki. You know you are working on clean code when each routine you read turns out to be pretty much what you expected. You can call it beautiful code when the code is also makes it look like the language was made for the problem. So this leads us to our first rule, the Boy Scout rule. So the Boy Scouts have a nice little saying where it's leave the campground cleaner than you found it. This can very easily be transferred to code. Check in the code cleaner than you checked it out. Simple as that. Continuous improvement is just another part of professionalism and good practice. The last part of this chapter mentions how the book can't make you a clean coder, but it can give you the tools and techniques to. So the goal is to implement everything you read in, and then with time and experience comes the clean code. The clean code all stems from this idea of agile software development. And the idea of agile software development comes from these principles written by software developers, the principles behind the Agile Manifesto.